Hello and welcome, guys. How are y'all doing? I hope everybody is having a great day. We're going to jump right into this because we've got a really fun stream right now. And we're going to be jumping in and saying hello to everybody. But just so you know, in a moment here, we're going to be discussing some of the things that you need to be worrying about when you're eating fish, because anybody who's jumping on the stream is catching a lot of fish. And there's a lot more things to worry about that than I knew. This is per an article that just came out. But we're going to be jumping into that in just a minute here. I just wanted to give you a heads up on that's what's going on and what we're going to be talking about. Before we do that, everybody in the chat, let us know how your weekend was. How did all of your events go yesterday? And what have we been missing out on since the last time we did this last week? And Grant, going to start things off with you, my friend. How are you doing tonight? And how was your weekend?
I'm good. I think the eclipse zapped it out of me or something. I just want to go to sleep. And the dogs didn't sleep good last night. I don't know what it was. But other than that, I don't think anything crazy happened. I saw that CERN fired up the collider, 3 days earlier? Yeah, they fired it up 3 days earlier. Nobody even knew that. I had to look it up.
Fired a bunch of rockets in the air. It's been an eventful weekend all the way around.
Right. What's going on? Ballistic Fishing, David Martin, Dark Soldier, and B. Mosier Boy. Good to see everybody. Relax.
Get on here, see.
Yeah, it was pretty
cool in here tonight, don't we? What's up, guys?
We had a perfect day yesterday for the eclipse, and it was nasty all weekend. We had to wind 20, 30 miles an hour, just nasty weekend, but worked out for Monday.
I tell you what, same here. We had the most heinous winds, and it's just that time of year where heinous winds are just like normal for us now. I'm afraid it's going to be like that until we just get these random nice days. I will say though, I got to brag just a hair here. I did manage one nice morning before we got it all heinous. So let me oh shoot, I got to bring up the thing. Here it is. Got some.
Very nice.
Went in, got a limit of sheep's head, and it's hard to tell from the photos because I'm not like holding anything up probably the way that I should be. But those last three are all elite angler sized sheep's head. So those are some studs.
Heck yeah. Down at the jetty, I guess.
Yes, sir. I fished the entire, I was all over that thing. You can see that I'm wearing shoes. That's how serious I was about this. You don't see me wearing shoes very often.
Nice. What's up, Lonesome Not I, Janet McIntosh, Wild Japan. Over there somewhere, I got a new sticker.
Mosier Boy, what's up, man? Ballistic Fishing, yes, sir. I got multiple dinners out of this one. I'm feeling good about it, and a video, and all of the things and the stuffs.
Yes.
So don't get used to it, Mr. Martin. I'm not going to make a habit out of it, but I needed to be bouncing around on this one.
Didn't need to be slipping and sliding on the slippery rocks.
Yeah. And I was out there, it was 2 to 3 foot waves. One guy, I don't know if I got it on camera. I have the chest mount camera on, so this one older gentleman, he did take a spill down the rocks, and I went and pulled him up. He lost his rod. I wasn't worried about filming, but he managed to do it right when I was catching a fish, so I had to drag up the fish and then with my other arm get him and get him up. I don't know if any of that's going to be in the video. I don't like taking advantage of that kind of stuff, but I did film it.
Right. Huh. Yeah, as long as he didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the most important thing, for sure.
Yeah.
Spent 20 minutes trying to fish his rod out of the drink. I was trying to do your tactic. But when we were in Michigan, I went fishing with Grant on a jetty that they had up there, and he caught a bass, and it got broke off. I think it was you or Janet caught a bass. Yeah. And the float was still on there, so the float was floating around the edge of the jetty. And Grant takes his rig, his outfit, and he casts it over there and hooks the float and catches the fish. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. I was trying to do that, and I couldn't do it. It took me 20 minutes. I couldn't get that guy's rod out of there.
Yeah, that was one of those weird breaks where broke with like 5 foot of line above the bobber.
Yeah, yeah.
Was your boy working late?
Making up extra hours or what? You getting yourself a little OT?
It's a long day.
How was the eclipse for everybody? Any fun stories?
I tried to get some decent video. I put out a little short right when the moon was right when it was coming out of totality. Basically, I put a little shorts video up.
That's cool.
But other than that, I couldn't get it. I really didn't get any good pictures. I was trying a video, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't have the right setting apparently.
Oh, David, I completely forgot. I didn't even notice, honestly. I was enjoying just hanging out here with Grant.
Yeah.
John, yeah, we went ahead and said, you know what, sir, we're going to do the retirement early. We're done. We sent him packing. He's got some family stuff that he's tending to. The granddaughter, I believe, is in town, and they're enjoying time with her. He's probably watching now, but he's not able to defend himself. So we get to say whatever we want. Feel free in the chat. Free reign. Anybody can say whatever they want about John tonight.
See, I was going to say it was more of John was the only one that wasn't too excited about the eclipse, and he was the only one that we can't get a hold of since. He's been missing since.
That's funny.
No, hopefully he's enjoying his daughter. And
shoot, hold on one second. I'm sorry. I got the girls knocking at the door. They're locked out.
Uh-oh. Lonesome Not Eye stared at it too long. Can't see anymore. Now, that was pretty cool. The totality was a little over 2 minutes here. Just an hour north where our sun went up to. It was right over 4 minutes, or right at 4 minutes. We had both sides coming in and out of town. Traffic was backed up for miles. The interstates were backed up for miles. People from Florida and Georgia and the Carolinas, all Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, all coming, trying to head back south or east on the interstate. It was pretty bad. Saw some pictures even on the west side of town, 20 miles out off the highway. It was backed up. A lot of traffic.
We didn't have it too bad. We all the traffic in my area runs north to south, all the big highways. And so we took smaller roads out west, and we got into it. We saw it, and we when we finally got out there, of course, we were just going to pull. We ended up pulling off the side of the road by a historical marker, and everybody else was doing the exact same thing. So we were pulled up next to 2 other cars. It wasn't too bad. Being on the side of the road kind of sucked because the 18-wheelers kept honking at us. It's like we were kind of enjoying being out in the middle of nowhere, except that it's all oil fields. So those guys were kind of annoying. Other than that, it wasn't too bad. And we enjoyed getting to see the totality where it was like all midnight for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was trying to take a picture and record through the glasses with my phone, and you had to hold it a certain way, and it was hard for me to hold it and hit the button at the same time.
I got an extra pair. I didn't do it this time because we had a lot of cloud cover, and so I didn't do any recording. I didn't take any pictures this time. I did one little 360 recording of just being in the dark, and 360s don't do well in the dark, so I don't suspect that footage is going to be good anyway. But last time we had the eclipse, what I did was I cut up a pair of those glasses and taped the thing to the lens. That's how I got my footage.
Gotcha.
Yeah, David got lucky on that one. It was just random chance because, an hour and a half ago, it would not have been the same. It wouldn't have been the same shot on here. I got dressed just for you guys today.
Just for the stream. Yeah, I don't guess I heard of anything really conspiracy theory type things that actually happened with the, I haven't heard of any earthquakes. We're right on the New Madrid fault line. So that was a big one with the 2017 and 2024 eclipses marking an X right on top of us.
Yep.
they were expecting a big earthquake. So far, so good.
I want to say we did have one. I heard somebody mention something about it, but it's just it wasn't anything like outstanding. Like, I don't know. It wasn't the freak out thing that I guess some people were kind of touting it to be.
Right.
News has to be news. I get that. I would have enjoyed being in Kerrville, by the way. That's really cool. You guys got the opportunity to go sit out there in a farm. You weren't like fending off 18-wheelers. And B's got the right idea. Was out there mowing the yard. Some of the customers come outside and let us use their glasses. That's cool. Perfect time to be doing it. I think the temperature dropped like 6 degrees for us. It was nice.
Oh, wow. No, I think just the heat from the sun went away off, so it wasn't hot. But yeah, it was pretty neat. All the street lights came on for 2 minutes or whatever. And then it was like one side of the street, the lights came on first. And then when they went off, that same side went off before the other side went off. It was pretty. What's up, Danny? Fishing without a boat.
What's up, man? How was your eclipse experience? And yeah, it was a neat one for it was neat seeing, like, getting my daughter out there and getting her to go out and see the thing. That was the most important thing for us. I don't know what we got. I think we were at somewhere in the same. I don't know what our totality was. It was okay. So yeah, we had 99%. I think what it maxes out at. So yeah, we were at the 99. No man, anybody here? I mean, I don't think so. If there had been man bear pig sightings, I can almost guarantee there would have been somebody in that Discord server that would have had posted pictures of that thing hanging on the wall. Pretty confident in our crew there.
Somebody would have went live or something.
Yeah, right. I'd have done that in a heartbeat. So on a slightly different note, the topic of conversation for tonight, let me bring this up. Give me just a moment here. Interesting article that came out. And this is the New York DOH. I don't know exactly what that stands for, but basically they put out an article saying how often you should eat fish from the fresh waters in the area. And this is not uncommon. The Department of Health. Okay, so New York's Department of Health put out a whole thing about basically, let me show you. Like, they have a whole article on it here. And I have a link to this article if anybody's interested in it, and it is in the description of the video down below. How many meals per month you should be eating of all of these different species. And some of these, as you can see, are like, 1 meal a month. The reasons being, there's a multitude of reasons that's what we're going to be talking about today, is all the different reasons why you need to be careful with the fish that you're eating and the things that you need to be worried about. Because, like, personally, I didn't realize that it was 1 meal per month on some of these species.
No, the last time I looked for the Ohio, which I didn't have it broken down by species, it was one per week, or four times a month. But that's interesting, saying don't eat northern pike, smallmouth bass, or
walleye. Greater than 19 inches. I'm going to guess, and I didn't read through this entire article, but like one of the main reasons that you guys got up there is microplastics, right? That's the main reason that you guys try to avoid the bigger ones or eating too much of them.
Yeah, what is microplastic and PFAs?
Yeah, PFAs.
Methyl mercury. So.
Yeah, Dylan. So I was thinking about that. For anybody who is interested, that's an interesting topic of conversation, and it sucks. I really didn't. I'll be honest with you. I didn't want to talk about it too much because it just sucks. They were anybody who's not aware. They went up to go stock a bunch of salmon up in Oregon, and the truck that hauling, it was something like 60,000 fish, crashed, and I think it crashed over an embankment or something, and they all got dumped in the wrong river, and they all died.
Oh, they died. Dang it.
Yeah, the whole truckload of stock salmon died.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah,
that's the other one.
I'll say, what's the odds of the truck falling over and they actually going into water?
Yeah.
They had to die.
I didn't read through that article. I saw that it happened because it had been posted multiple times. So I'm probably misquoting something on that, but I'd heard something about, I believe they actually went into the water.
Wow.
And yeah, Danny, so the issue that we have down here, now PFAs, microplastics in the meat, that's actually like a huge issue. We have mercury here. If you're not aware, like mercury is a big time thing for saltwater. You do find it in freshwater as well. Mercury is naturally present in saltwater. And so when you get bigger fish, like we're talking about some of those really big sharks that you get, the big tuna, it's present in all the species, but those bigger ones, they build up a lot of mercury, and you can actually get poisoning, heavy metal poisoning as a result of the mercury that you get eating big fish offshore. The PFAs that we were talking about with this, that's a bigger issue than people think it is. People are already they're aware that exists. They're getting lists like what you're seeing right here, where you're only supposed to eat one meal of 19-inch walleye per month, that sort of thing. But the reality is that we all have plastic in our meat. Like that is something that has been prevalent, something they've been studied. They've found it back as far as the 70s. In another article that I read, I don't have access to it here, but they were actually taking core samples for an archaeological dig. They were trying to do some dating on some stuff at some dig site that they were doing. And they found PFAs from like 700 years ago. They found them in the core samples of the archaeological dig site, like 7 feet down. But they didn't exist back then. The plastics themselves, they were able to seep down 7 feet into the earth.
Oh, wow.
That's how prevalent they are.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that one blew my mind. Like, the plastics were able to make it down, through hundreds of years worth of soil and sediment and everything else. If it's doing that to dirt, imagine what it's doing to you. I foresee us having probably, maybe not our generation, future generations having like heart issues and things like that, as a result of lung issues. I think Teflon is one of the main offenders because it lines your pan and you end up scraping all that out over the course of a couple of years. And anytime you scrape off a piece of Teflon, you eat that piece of fish. You're just ingesting plastic. So, Mr. Larson?
So Mark J.
Oh, Dylan's saying they did get into the water, about 75% of them. And as I recall, it was like the wrong river or something, and they did all die. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Lonesome Not has had mercury issues before. That sucks. I've talked to people with it, but I've never known anybody who had it. It says fingers and face get pins and needles tingly for a day or two. That's on the light end, because it can really mess you up. You can have aneurysms and heart attacks as a result of it.
Yeah. No telling what they put in as far as chemicals, that's for sure. But yeah, the plastics, putting everything in plastic, I'm sure that's not good either.
David Martin says, according to Canada website, the safest to eat here is fish and shellfish that contain higher levels of fatty acids and are also low in mercury. That's anchovy, capelin, char, hake, herring, Atlantic mackerel, mullet, pollock, bluefish, salmon, smelt, rainbow trout, lake whitefish, blue crab, shrimp, clam, mussels, and oysters. All the smaller guys. That's interesting. They got mussel and oysters on there. So we have issues with mussel and oysters. Dark Soldier talk about parasites being an issue. Absolutely. Algae is one. We have red tide issues. So, and I've experienced that one myself, where I've had red tide in the clams that I ate here, and yeah, that sucks. That's a painful one, and that's one that we actually make calls to the. I forget who it is. It's a local agency that we call to ask about the water conditions, if we can eat clams or mussels out of a certain area.
Well, that's good. You have somebody that, I guess, they test them.
Yeah, they run tests on the water, and basically it's what it comes down to is for like clams and mussels here, we have to wait for there to be a freeze to kill off things like red tide, and then we can harvest them after that. Water pollution, yeah, that's another one. Same thing. Like I would assume, like, do you have any issues? Are there any places in your area where there would be like a big marina and you're like, I'm just not going to eat fish out of that marina because it's, the oil and everything, the waters are gross? Or
yeah, that's just the Ohio River. That's our big water that runs right 6 blocks from my house. They say it's the most polluted waterway in the states. But I have eaten fish out of it. It's been years ago, but I have.
I wish, this is interesting that New York had put this article out. I wish other states had. I have not seen anybody else do this. Mercury is another one that they talk about here. So, yeah. Be aware of that. If anybody, keep an eye out on reports on stuff like that.
Right. Don't know what's safe to eat.
Yeah. Beware of like Grant was saying, the Ohio River. If you have like a water source like that in your area, like ask around and see, make sure that it is safe. The marinas around here, like we won't eat fish out of the marina for the same reason. It's just kind of gross. Don't trust them.
Right.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't know enough about freshwater to really have to, like, I don't know what to trust and what not to. I did a video a year ago where I was trying to get rainbow trout out of this little duck pond, and I asked around, and nobody around here, because we don't have rainbow trout and nobody fishes out of duck ponds, for food. Nobody knew if it was going to be safe to eat those things or not.
Right. I guess they were. No issues.
Well, I didn't catch any. My thought was that they were stocking them. They'd only been in there for like a day. So I would assume that they'd be safe after only one day.
Surely so.
But I'll still ask them around, This is smart. I joined Facebook groups on my local lakes. Yeah, so if you're that's an excellent call. Like if you're going to go hit up a spot maybe you're not familiar with, check out the group on that. I'm sure that there's probably Reddit and community forums and stuff online that you can ask around about. Look up YouTube videos on them.
You just hope that if the water's safe enough for the fish to stay alive in, that it's safe enough for you to eat.
Yeah, you'd think. You'd hope.
Hope.
Following the DNR, that's excellent, because if something happens to some area, if you have a boat goes down and it's just bleeding gasoline all over the place, the DNR is going to be making a thing about that. They'll tell you straight up if it's, if something happens. It might be a perfectly safe water source, but just that week it's not for some reason. Lonesome Not Eye. So that's one of the first things. I love sushi. My favorite species I eat raw. Like I eat swordfish raw. I eat tuna raw. A lot of times I'll eat amberjack raw, and I do the exact same thing. We freeze it before we eat it. I don't eat it raw out of the boat.
Unless you're really hungry.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say we haven't done it. We'll do ceviche, where you soak it in like lime juice, and that'll kill the parasites.
Gotcha. Yeah, see, Mark's got the Rock River up there that goes into the Mississippi. The Ohio actually flows into the Mississippi just downriver from here.
I was wondering how safe the fishing was in how safe they were to eat out of the Mississippi. I don't know anything about that, but I assume that thing collects so much water from so much runoff from farmlands. I would assume there would be issues with that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then I talk about eating fish down here. The whole reason our water is muddy on the beach here is all because of it's not necessarily the Mississippi that drains out, but we do get overspill from that washes up on the coast. So it's there.
Right. Yeah, I guess it flows out at Louisiana and Mississippi right there.
Yeah, that's the reality of it, man. And that's kind of where this conversation kind of starts and ends. It's not that any of this stuff is really that unsafe, that there's issues with all of them. And just be aware of that. That's kind of like, it's a little bit of a PSA. We're just kind of trying to be aware. I did a clamming trip one time when I was like 22 or something. And my dad and my brothers and we went out and got a bunch of clams, do it every winter. We call them up, check the water conditions. This one year we didn't. We just had a freeze. Like, I think we went out during the freeze to collect them. Got all these clams. And I ate a few. My girlfriend at the time said it was gross. Don't eat them. Like, she didn't like it. And she wasn't a fish person. So I was like, well, I'm just going to eat them like I always have. But to make them less gross, I cut the stomachs out of them. And they were all full of grass from, their filter feeders. And I ended up getting, I had a red tide poisoning. I got numbness in my arm. My brother, he didn't cut the stomachs out, and it messed him up bad. He was laid up in bed for 3 or 4 days. But the real problem was that the leftovers my dad fed to the dog, and the dog got sick, and that was emergency room. Like Peter and me, that's okay. Your arm goes numb. He had to stay out of school for a day. That was whatever. But when the dog got sick, the dog had to go to the veterinary emergency room. And that was no joke, freak out.
Right.
I'm never going to let him live that down.
Huh. What's up, Monica?
Hey, Monica. And that was all, like, I joke about that and I harass my dad about it all the time, but that's all just because we didn't check the water source. We were during the freeze, so we thought it was safe, but it was, just still too early. We needed to give them another day or two for the red tide to actually die out. They still had it in their stomachs, I guess, from before the freeze. They hadn't worked it all out, and so that's what we were doing. And that was a mess. Bad timing on it.
See, it'd be hard for me to eat something that was questionable of when it's safe to eat and when it's not safe to eat.
Just in general, like if there's a time frame on it, you're like,
Right.
The other one, of course, is there's poisonous fish out there. Be aware of those. Every now and then you'll come across them. Do y'all have any poisonous fish up in your area that you come across?
Not that I've come across. I think most of the actual toxic fish are saltwater fish, which is
that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, kind of goes against what we were just talking about.
Yeah, we got lionfish are like huge now. You find those things everywhere. They're here. I've not seen them yet, but I know they're here. We see them in Cozumel. I know they're in Florida all over the place. And we've got other species like your stargazer or we got scorpion fish. So scorpion fish are kind of bad. And then different species of pufferfish you got to watch out for. Like I see guys in Florida eating pufferfish in videos all the time. And I'm just dying to try that. Like I know they've got to be good eating. But it's one of those where it's like, I guess if you accidentally like cut the liver in the process or anything connected to the liver in the process of filleting them, like that's just a really, really bad neurological toxin that'll mess you up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, every time I go to Mexico, I try to do lionfish. I cannot find anybody that will let me catch them and or will cook them for me.
Uh-oh, Monica.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Absolutely not. But just to be safe, you should really post pictures in the Discord server so that we can all enjoy them. See what you got.
Definitely.
What kind of trout?
We did talk about this here, a couple weeks ago, and I haven't seen anything new at all.
Have you seen the videos of the fish from that?
I don't think I've seen anything since we talked about it. I'd seen a few videos leading up to that day, but I don't think I've seen anything since.
I just thought it was like, they were saying that fish were going weird and they're spinning around and stuff like that. And then I saw a few videos on this, and it's weird. Like, the fish are not doing stuff that, it's not just them like swimming in circles like this. Like, you'll have a fish that's, they sit like this in the water, right? Like you'll have like a panfish, and they swim in this kind of manner. Like, I can't even describe. So say this is your fish. Normally they swim like this. These fish are doing this number. Like, they're spinning on their nose in a vertical fashion. It's weird. I saw a video of a stingray that was upside down on the surface, splashing on the surface. Just weird stuff that they're doing.
Interesting.
Oh, I didn't know that. Gar is dangerous like blowfish. They have lionfish spearfishing tuna tournaments. I'd love to get into doing lionfish spearfishing. And yeah, lionfish, I guarantee it's good eating. I can't wait to get into some. I've really been trying. But I did not know gar was like blowfish. That's a new one to me. I'm actually trying to set up a gar fishing trip with he's not here tonight. Scully Outdoors. And dude, the first thing I was gonna do is cook up that gar.
Yeah, I know they used to.
What's up, hero?
What's up, Kyler? What's for supper? What are we having?
Kyler, what's up, man?
Some kind of steak, I'm sure. Some kind of beef. I just looked up. Monica did post her trout pictures on her community tab. Caught her 5 limit. Good job, Monica. I hadn't seen those.
Oh, okay, I can pull that up. Give me 1 second here. Hero, what are you up to, man? We've had an interesting week here. Like, for 2 seconds before we started the stream, I was bitching and complaining like no one's business. It has been a rough couple of days. But all in all, it's been a fun one.
Yep. Good to see you, Hero. What's for supper for you, Kyler? Hopefully you're eating.
Fish, man.
My poor boy probably isn't eating nothing but fast food. Away from home. Going out for a hero. Holding out for a hero. Oh, Monica's singing. I'm trying to figure out what she's talking about. She's singing.
There it is. Here. Monica, go you. Good catch.
Good smile. Very nice. Very nice. Congrats. Oh, she's not bragging or anything, but she caught her 5 before Mark.
Gotta do it.
Nice. Later, lonesome nada.
Hey, it was good seeing you, man.
Yeah, she is. Loving it.
Right? I love it. That would have been a potential like photo of the week shot right there. I'm just gonna say.
Definitely. The fish selfie. We sound pretty good. Yeah, that's awesome. Monica, you've caught more trout than I've ever caught.
Yeah, I was. I'll go ahead and add to that pile. That's more. Like in that picture, you've caught more actual freshwater trout than I have ever caught in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm a little envious of that, not gonna lie.
I mean, I don't think they were big enough to eat, but I mean, they are nice.
Oh, they're definitely.
It's nice that you caught them, anyways.
In fact, I'm going to double down. Not only are they big enough to eat, but I'm going to also just take one little look here at the DOH thing and see what they say. Yeah, that's definitely a 4 meals per month fish.
Yeah. So you're on the safe side.
This comes straight from New York DOH, so you can eat those up.
Season opener. Good job. Sounds like she wants to go fishing more this year.
You're making me hungry, dude. I'm gonna try it again. I failed the last couple of years going to Wisconsin trying to get into those. I'm gonna try it again hard this year. I want them so bad. We started doing pompano here, and this is how much I want to get into like rainbow trout, brown trout, and all that. I got into pompano, and my dad kept harassing me about how I was cooking pompano. Normally, any fish, I just fillet it like I normally fillet a fish, and he's like, no, you have to do it like, I forget. He's saying I had to cook it whole. And I don't like cooking it whole because the girls don't like it when the bones and stuff get in the way when they're eating. I like to have a good presentation. I want them to like it, and pompano is such a great eating fish. So I compromised, and I just did them on the half shell, but I cooked them like I would cook a rainbow trout. Skin on and everything, because they got that layer of fat like what a trout does. So freaking good. And if a pompano in 70-degree water tastes that good, I want to know what a trout in 34-degree water, 36-degree water, I want to know what that tastes like.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Very nice. He was tying knots and helping her out. I get it.
Yep. Yeah. Dads, everybody in the chat, all you guys are out there fishing, helping girlfriends, wives, daughters. Even it doesn't have to be like girls. You can be helping sons and brothers and everyone else out too. But you deserve a big pat on the back when you're doing that, Mark. I can appreciate that.
For sure.
But then, that's funny.
It is good.
Where's the pictures of Mark catching fish?
Yeah. Where's your pictures, Mark?
Where's the selfies? I'm expecting to see like the ring light and the reflection of the glasses and stuff. Hadn't got to that level yet. Hey, what do you say? Let's continue this conversation, but what do you say? Let's take a look at some pictures while we're doing it.
Let's do it.
Let me kick on some tunes here, get us going. There we go. All right, and these are our photos of the week, courtesy of the Premier Fishing and Hunting Discord server. There is a link in the description of the video down below. If you have not joined us, you need to do it because we have a whole lot of fun, which you're just about to see now, and it gives us an opportunity to share in your experiences when you're getting outside and catching yourself some fish. So kicking things off, of course, is everybody who went outside and got themselves some fresh air, including you guys who went out and got into the eclipse. Thank you, guys, Dark Soldier, Grant, for the eclipse pictures, man. You're the only two who posted.
Yeah, I was surprised with that. That was my picture right after totality.
That's a cool shot, man. I wish we'd have had that clear view. We were cloudy.
Well, it actually started the morning off foggy as can be, and north of us about an hour there was having some bad wrecks, people wrecking in the fog, but it burned off about 9 o'clock.
Kind of in the same boat on that one, Dylan. When I get a chance to especially even from like a YouTube perspective. If I'm with my father-in-law, if I'm with my daughter, a friend, whatever, if they're catching fish, I want them to catch the fish. It's more interesting than if I'm catching the fish, and it's a unique experience for her. You're doing it right. You're doing it justice by like getting her into it.
Right. You got to keep a kid interested, make it fun. They get burnt out. And not
you get more fishing, the more she enjoys it.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go. What fish or seafood would you like to recommend for family meeting? Like to catch or to eat? I'm guessing to eat. What would you think is best for serving the family?
I mean, we'll eat any of the, bass, bluegill, crappie, catfish, anything we can catch.
If we're doing a family thing, for us, it's going to be like, okay, he says to eat. My family, like I'm a big dude. I'm 6'4", and I'm the shortest one out of everyone in my family. My brothers are 6'5", 6'6". My dad's 6'6". A bunch of big guys. So for us, like if there's any kind of like family get together and we're doing some eating, it's about mass quantities. And to be able to hammer out that massive amount of fish for everybody to eat, it's like frying it. Just frying whatever the biggest damn fish you can get your hands on is. A big redfish or like what these guys do up north. If you can get just a pot of bluegills or a bunch of walleye or whatever the case may be, and just go to town frying those things up, it's the easiest way to feed the family. And that's also good. Like frying it up is a good kind of trick, because some people, like not everybody's going to like fish, but if you fry it up, it's kind of like it makes it a little bit more palatable for people who are not into fish as much.
Right. Get that breading and flavor of the breading and the seasoning.
Exactly.
Wild Japan, that is a beautiful picture.
Monica says rockfish and cod are the best. I won't argue that. They're both good. Hey, no problem. Happy to help. However, I will have to say, the best bet is that if you're doing a family thing and you're serving some fish, you should invite Grant and I. We'll come over and make sure that it tastes good.
That's right.
We enjoy fish. All right, next up, we have Big Hit Savage, who is perpetually catching more fish than I can shove photos into for a single slide.
Week after week. And he's got different shirts on from what I can tell. So he's not just posting the same pictures. He is definitely out catching some fish.
You know, I will add to that and say that if he is literally changing shirts and just holding up the same fish, you get a big pat on the back for your work ethic.
Right. You are doing it.
Kind of makes me want to, like, I feel like maybe I should do the same thing, wear 5 shirts and take 5 pictures of the same fish.
Right. One with the coat on for this week, one with the coat off for next week.
Exactly. Take that picture, like take a coat out when it's 100 degrees and catch that one fish and then post the picture in winter. Like I caught the summertime fish that nobody else can get their hands on.
Yeah, he is killing it. Catching some nice bass. I didn't see that he broke the PB record again, but he's definitely catching some big bass.
He keeps trying, and he is a record holder right now. We got Tigers fan Carlos 26 in Wild Japan. Yes, Dylan. That's awesome. I'm using that. I'm a YouTube guy, so that's just like right up my alley.
Yes, nice variety of fish. Bass.
And I missed this. Wild Japan, he got that catch. That was his first. Is that a white carp via live stream? Awesome job on that, man. If you guys want to get into some of these fishing live streams, make sure you are subscribed to Wild Japan. If you want to drop your link in there, go right ahead, sir, because we need more fishing live streams out there.
Definitely. I know, speaking of that, I know there's been a time or two that I've gone to click on his live stream and it says been video been removed. I don't know if it's just I clicked on it right after he went off or what the deal was.
I don't know why you're doing that, but man, yeah, you ought to consider leaving those up. There is value in having those live streams after they're no longer live.
White card, okay. Farmall fanatic in the house.
What's up, man? How are you doing? Good to see you.
Yeah, some nice fish. There we go.
We got Ann Bam. I believe she was in here just a minute ago. Daiwa Enthusiast, who is, what did he say? His name is Ballistic Fishing on YouTube.
Yeah,
Bakermeister.
Yep. Nice variety of fish.
We're getting all those toxic flavors today.
Yeah, some pretty colors.
I'm liking the colors like in Ann Bam's bass shot right there. I like the colors of the water, like the clarity behind her.
Right. Yeah, fish, birds, they're all pretty.
Sean C, wait for my dog to show up. If you're talking about a puppy dog, I don't have any pictures of puppy dogs this week. There was a lot of fish that I had to put on here in a limited amount of time. If you're talking about your buddy, who's your buddy? I'll let you know if we got him coming up or not. Oh, yeah, okay, processing. I got you.
That's probably what it was. I click on the notification right after he ended it or something.
Yep. Yeah, I can see that. Little inside scoop hint on that. If you, it doesn't have to be actual 4K footage, but if you are uploading or streaming in a 4K format, you'll process faster. YouTube wants to get the high quality stuff up faster, so they give it more resources.
Oh, okay.
Little YouTube hack. Next up, like an eagle.
Some big fish. Some nice reds.
Yeah, eagle. This is like over the course of like multiple days here, as I recall, because his photos were spread out. Sean C, eagle, is that you? Or are you Walleye Mike? Everybody's got like different names on their channel, and you make it freaking difficult to tell who's who sometimes. Oh, he says it's me. Okay. And then he says yes. Okay.
Good job.
Whatever you're catching, Sean C, huge pat on the back, sir. Yeah, Farwell says sheepshead. That is a stud sheepshead, not gonna lie. Yeah, it's a black drum. They look like sheepshead though when they're younger like that. They got them stripes on there. Yeah, I'm gonna say, man, I'm liking that black drum, but dude, that redfish, stud. Big pat on the back for that. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, some nice fish.
Yeah, keep them coming. That's a good, I don't know if that's 1 day, 2 days, how many days you spent doing that? You got 1 day on there with that red and drum for sure, but whatever you're doing, keep doing it because you're doing it right. Next up, Gun Point Llama. He's another one of those guys that's just out there all the freaking time, catching all the freaking fish. And of course, this is like 3 or 4 days, and I couldn't even get close to posting all of the pictures that I could have.
Yeah, he's definitely off to a great start. The first quarter of 2024, he has caught a lot of fish.
Yeah. I'm betting he's probably right at about like averaging a fish a day.
Yeah.
Oh, Sean C says that was a 23-inch red. Oh no, a 23 and a 25-inch red and a 19-inch drum. Solid catches, man. You're almost I'm assuming you're probably in Florida, in that vicinity. If you're down here in Texas, you'd be pushing the size on the redfish there. Barely slot. Right? I'm saying the same thing. John, we miss you, man.
Missing out. Some nice fish.
And next up, we got kiwi, Bestuvian, and banana. Bestuvian, I love the before and after there. And I also like his prep.
Very nice.
Yeah, gunpoint, you are killing it, man. Bestuvian, I just like how he's just like, get the whole thing in better.
I've never done crappie like that. My grandma used to cook catfish, you know, with the tails on, but I haven't ever done crappie like that. I guess you just scale them and fry them.
I was just going to ask you the same thing. I was kind of curious about that. I've never done it like that myself either.
Yeah, just scale them.
I'm kind of curious about it now.
Heck, that doesn't even look like it's gutted. Looks like it's still got the bottom.
It kind of does. He got the throat cut. He had to have like gutted it. But I was thinking the same thing. Like I would have, in that presentation style, I would have taken guts and the head off. But then maybe you're missing out on cheeks or something. I don't know. I'll say that he does enough fishing. He knows what he's doing, whatever it is. I just never tried it that way. Also, banana. I got to say, dude, that is a stud bass. Big pat on the back for that catch, man.
Yeah, that's a good angle on the picture.
Yeah. And he wasn't the only one. That's his, is it your friend or your cousin? I forget. Anyway, he's getting other people out there to catch fish. That's the important thing. Larry Parrish, we were wondering about that, man. We were just looking at your shots a moment ago. I guess you get a little bit of a pass because you're out there fishing right now, I assume. You can take a little bit of a break to hang out with us.
Been wearing them out.
That's Big Hit Savage that had all the bass a second ago we were looking at.
Oh yeah, I recognize his profile picture.
Yeah.
There we go, some stripes.
Yeah, Michael, Delta V. So that's a funny little catch. Those needlefish are notorious for taking hits at stuff that they probably should not be hitting at. And then Rolf, we don't get enough redfish pictures, man. Keep them coming. Good shot.
Some nice fish. That's a pretty cool shot there from Michael in the dark.
I agree with that. It's rare to get nighttime shots, like especially good ones of fishing. And whenever you see them, it's like you know somebody had a unique experience. We got P4X, Drac, and fishing.
Pretty peacock.
Yeah.
Good looking fish, guys.
At P4X, I got to say, just like, I don't know if this is just luck of the draw or what the case may be, but that large picture of the bass, it's just a really pretty picture.
It is.
I needed to point that out.
It is. The way the camera focused just on the bass.
And it's real clear. Like, yeah, just all the components are there.
Pretty fish.
Yep. Good catches, guys. And we got Schmikey, Thick, Geedy, and Mr. Aladdin. And Viz.
Nice crappie. Big old fat catfish.
Fat catfish.
Pretty trout, pretty perch. Good catches.
Now, I want to say Mr. Aladdin, that was his first catfish I think he'd ever caught. You can tell it did some work on him too. Look how it just like covered him before he was able to get his picture.
Oh yeah, he's wet.
Yeah. Keep doing it, man.
Wild Game Pursuit, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you doing?
Maybe we'll see some turkey pictures here before long. You know, turkey season opened here yesterday.
I would like to see that. All right, it is that time of the week. Guys, in the chat, please lend us a moment of your time. Let us know who we need to be adding to the 2024 Wall of Fame. Out of everybody that you saw tonight, who are the guys who need to be added to this wall right here? And your options are Carlos 26, Eagle, and Michael. Who got the best picture of the week, guys?
Yep. Some nice catches, but I'm going for the photo. I'm going to go ahead and type it in. I'm going to wait to hit enter until other people start.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and cast mine. I'm going to be fair about this. Eagle's in the chat. He's excited about his thing. He took multiple days. Michael, I like your shot, sir, but I am casting my vote for Eagle on this one. What's up, Ben? How are you doing, man?
What's up, Ben? Good to see you. It's going to be close. Lots of B's, lots of C's. Make sure you get your votes in.
It is close. We got 13 in the chat and 7 votes in so far. All of them are awesome, to be honest. Totally, Hero, I appreciate that you say that. You're absolutely right. There will be other opportunities in the future for people who caught really good fish that maybe, you know, like you had 2 really good photos that week. We do give like alternate options, like another option, another opportunity for them in the future. So you're not hurting anybody. They're going to have other chances here.
Farmall had to be different.
Farmall D, I'm going to count that. Yeah, Dan, Ben, exactly. We've had the exact same issue here. I was able to get out and do some fishing on Friday, but man, Saturday and Sunday were miserable.
Yeah, it's rained here today all day long. It's supposed to rain pretty much the next 2 days. And then I think we had frost Saturday morning. And it's just back and forth. They're showing it could hit 80 degrees Sunday.
Yeah, we're at 84 right now. All of the above. Farmall, I can came for that. That's fair. Yeah, we're 84 today, and I think our high tomorrow, the rest of the week, is like high 70s, which is going to be gorgeous. I don't even know how we hit 80 whatever today. That's kind of crazy high. Oh no, David Martin, I appreciate that, but we got a problem now. We're tied up between Eagle and Michael at 5 apiece. Do we have any tiebreaker votes?
Janet, if you're still watching, cast your vote.
Rachel, if you're watching the live stream, we need you to cast a vote on one of these. She's making dinner.
There we go.
You can't see that far away. Oh, Janet came. I'm not going to say what Janet's vote was. You can't see it. You got to cast your own without seeing. What's better? You got, I don't know what Carlos has there, but he takes really good pictures, and that's a fish I've never seen before. Then you got Eagle's got that redfish and that big drum, and Michael's got a big striper at night. It says Michael. All right. Hey. She says she hasn't had a striper that big since she lived in Wisconsin. Or Dallas, since she lived in Dallas.
Nice.
She did cast her vote, though. And David Martin, you're absolutely right. This is the part of the show that is the hardest. They are all killer. You're absolutely right. Everybody here deserves a huge pat on the back. You guys all got some great catches. I am afraid that the winner this week is going to be Michael. That striper put him over the that put you over the top, sir. Congratulations.
Yeah, that background just did it for me.
I agree. That's gonna look good on the Wall of Fame, the darker photo. So congratulations. There will be more opportunities for you guys. Carlos, Eagle, guys, keep it coming, man. Y'all are doing awesome work. Love seeing your photos here every week. Carlos is on the board. Eagle, I guarantee you're going to be on there if you're not already. Keep doing what you're doing. It is that time, guys. It's time to do dinner, close up shop, go cook yourself some fish, and make sure you don't get poisoned in the process. Just before we shut things down, let us know what you are going to do this week. What do we have to look forward to seeing from you next week when we do this all over again? Grant, what are your plans this weekend, man?
I don't have any for sure plans yet. I'd like to get out and fish. It's been a couple weeks now. But the weather's supposed to straighten out toward the weekend, so definitely going to get out and try to do something.
I'm hoping to do the same. We still got sheep set out there, and if the weather permits, might actually be going and doing some make an offshore trip on Friday and go out there and really end the season right. Please keep your fingers crossed and say some prayers for me on that one. I would really like that opportunity. If not, I'm going to try to hit the jetty and just get some fishing in general. So, guys, thank you so much. We really appreciate you joining us tonight. As usual, it is always a pleasure getting to hang out with you on our Tuesday afternoons, and we look forward to seeing you again next Tuesday when we do this all over again. We hope you have a wonderful week, and go enjoy yourself this weekend. Show us your pictures. Catch you again on Tuesday.
Good night.